This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. I'm Smitty. Take a lap.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the show. My name is Smitty, and we are live here on YouTube as we are every single Tuesday and Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Tell your mom, tell your grandma, tell everybody. And we've got some news today. Today's agenda, the docket, if you will. Fantasy football news. I've got it sprinkled all over the screen. And no, the DeCastro news is on there. I see you, bro. I see you, Yoda. Draft. We're going to review the fantasy football throne draft. Mainly because I think it gives us good topic of discussion for ADPs, where guys are going. Trey Sermon is a league winner, says Matt. Attaboy, Matt. And we'll do that draft. And then, of course, in the final, I don't know, hour, 45 minutes, depending on how much time we have. Fantasy football court, baby, with yours truly, the judge, the jury, the executioner of the fantasy football courtroom. Me, Smitty, your man. Okay. So, welcome you all you crazy mofos, says Hayes. I'm glad to have all of you in here. And please punch that thumbs up. I can't tell you how much it helps my channel when I have 25, 50, 60, 70 eyeballs coming in here. You guys are going to flood in here. And if you punch the thumbs up immediately, it tells YouTube this is some good stuff. We got to get it out to more people. And that helps you because then I create more content. So don't think it's a bad thing getting the show out there. Plus, you're in here at the ground floor. You know, we're at 6.9K every Tuesday and Thursday. What's up, Mal? What's going on? B. Jackson. Saquon Barkley will be the running back one, says B. Jackson. We're going to talk about Barkley. I've got that news on the screen here. Let's go. Let's get into it. So, I mean, where do we begin? I guess we'll begin with the DeCastro news. Steelers release their right guard in a shocking move. I don't know what to make of the Steelers offense right now. I mean, you have a lot of people that say, hey, you know, God, all the targets that Deontay Johnson got, Smitty, how do you rank this guy way outside of your top 20 wide receivers? I do. I just like a lot of other guys better. Could he be right around 20 or so for me? Sure. In fact, let me pull up my rankings and go over my rankings real quick and tell you where I think I could see him going and floating around a certain range. And that range could fluctuate by, in terms of auction dollar values, like $2 or $1. So maybe he's, let's see if I can pull this up and tell you exactly where I might put him, because he bounces around for me. I definitely have Deontay bouncing around from, I don't know. Let's see here. Let's plug this in here. Oh, not working. That's right. I'll do it by memory. Okay. You've got guys like, I would say Deontay falls in the wide receiver 3 range for me. And you guys might say, oh, he's on the verge of a wide receiver 1, or some of you might say. But no, I don't feel like, I feel like he's a strong wide receiver 3 where you hope for more. But he's not anywhere near the CeeDee Lambs or the McLaurins or anywhere near that even Jerry Jeudy I have way above Deontay Johnson, because Jerry Jeudy to me could be a top 10 wide receiver. I'm not expecting that. I'm not banking on that. I'm not buying Jerry Jeudy at top 10 wide receiver value, nor should you, just because I love him and I think he's a top 10, 12, somewhere in that range wide receiver. Like, he's our wide receiver 3 in the throne draft, and I can't believe we got him as late as we did, and I'm ecstatic about it. But some of you feel that way about Deontay. My concerns are so deep. Like, look at this right here. I like Najee Harris a lot too, but I am starting to get a little worried about that offensive line Will he have anything close to good yards per carry? Will the offense be able to move the football, protect Big Ben, and move the chains, or will they fall apart and just crumble in 2021? And so many people laughed at me saying that the Bengals would actually have a better record than the Steelers. I think they will. I don't think the Steelers will beat the Bengals. I think the Bengals will make a push for the second team in the division. I think the Bengals will, they may not win their division, but they're going to upset and cause unrest and disrupt that division that everybody thinks is the best division in the league when it really is the NFC West. It is the Cardinals, the Niners, the Rams, the Seahawks. This is the best division in all of football, the NFC West. The Cardinals are going to have a tough time getting into the playoffs, and they're a good team. The Bengals, I believe, will have a better record. Now I'm convinced of it after this news, after this release. I'm convinced of it. But I'm worried about Najee Harris a little more, and I don't like that because I'm so excited about Najee. I'm so excited about Najee, but bold take. I'm starting to like Javonte Williams in a predictive sense, not where I draft them or rank them. So calm down, Fantasy Karen, before you go crazy in the comments here and go, did he just say draft Javonte Williams over Najee Harris? No, but I'm starting to feel like a crafty man might walk into his draft and say, I got the 1.1, 1.2. I am not going Najee Harris. I'm going Jamar Chase. And then I'm trading up for the 1.5 or 1.6 because a lot of you are sleeping at the wheel with Javonte Williams. And I'll come in and get the quietly understated top running back in this rookie draft class. I really, really, really like Javonte Williams. I'm excited. I'm excited about Javonte Williams in 2021. Yes, I am. And I think he is going to be a steal and continue to be a steal in fantasy drafts. Hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. In fantasy drafts here in June, heading into July. But by the time we get to August 1, everybody running their mouth right now about how Javonte Williams is not a steal in the 5.05 to 5.12 range. They're going to be looking at third and fourth round draft value for Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams is going to continue to climb handfuls of draft spots every single couple weeks. It will be, he's kind of, should I take him at 5.9, Smitty? Or should I go with a guy like Gaskin? Or should I go with a player like Swift? I'm telling you right now, you may not want to draft Javonte Williams next to DeAndre Swift because Swift is going in the third round, okay? So listen to the words coming out of my megaphone. Do not draft Javonte Williams over Swift. I'm telling you out of the words coming out of my megaphone right now. But I expect Javonte Williams to be better. I expect Javonte Williams, no, not be a late running back 2 or a decent running back 2. I am talking about Javonte Williams being a top 12 overall running back in 2021. End of the season. Sum total. Not just per start. I think he can finish as a top 12 running back. And Bender says I want to be on the door right now. Stop talking, Smitty. Walk over to the door and put me on it. Bender says, for those that don't know what's going on with this, if you super chat a 20 spot, you go right on the door. Where's the music? Bender, my man. Bender, my buddy. Bender, you're going to go in the prime location of right above the JS JavaScript logo. Bender, baby. You're right next to, you're in a great spot, Bender. You're right next to El Chapo. Total gangster. You're below Michael Jordan. You're above JavaScript, which makes you a nerd. Nerds are in, bro. And you're right by Wahoo Fish Tacos. If you don't live in California, you don't know probably about them. I don't know if they're anywhere else, but Wahoo Fish Tacos is the best tacos in Cali. Go find a Wahoo if you haven't eaten there. You're also Wahoo's right here as well. You're also next to Deshaun Watson, Bender, you little rascal. Oh, Bender, I appreciate you. And Bender says, takes his place on the door. Tomorrow's lunch on me. Keep up the great work, Smitty. Thank you, Bender. You're the man. Punch the thumbs up on your way in the door. If you drop a 20 spot in the chat, I write your name in permanent marker on the door. We've got a group of people on there that, you know what we need to do? We need to create like a league with all the people that are on the door. The door league. Oh man. So you guys DM, if you're on the door, DM me on IG, and we got to create a door league. the door league and a door chat. We need an exclusive chat for everybody on the door where like I'm available, but we're all kind of available together in an exclusive IG chat. Door team, DM me on IG. Back on point. I'm worried. I'm gravely concerned about what is going on. I need a fan. It's hot in here. Is that fan too loud? I don't think you can hear it. I'm gravely concerned about what's going on in Pittsburgh. I quietly hereby announce Javonte Williams as my secret. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell a single person that I feel this way. This is between us. I secretly like Javonte Williams as the number one rookie running back. I love Najee Harris. I'm still drafting Najee. I'm not saying I won't. But I'm taking Jamar Chase at 1. I'm taking Kyle Pitts if I need a tight end or it's a tight end premium. I'm taking Jamar Chase. And I'm doing some kind of creative trade back into the first round and taking Javonte Williams. That's how I feel. Javonte Williams is the answer. I'm worried as hell about Pittsburgh right now. Releasing the right guard. They have no plan. How are they going to protect the deteriorating Big Ben? His arm is becoming a wet noodle. Everybody expects Deontay Johnson to get peppered with targets that aren't going to be there, to divide up between the guy who scored number 1, I believe, out of all Pittsburgh wide receivers. Someone tell me below if I'm wrong. But I believe Juju was the number 1 wide receiver. And Claypool, in my opinion, Claypool's the only wide receiver I take at their current ADP and cost. I get it. If Deontay fell to a ridiculous value, I'm not saying he's undraftable. But I certainly would take Claypool at his ADP over Deontay or Juju at their ADPs, because Claypool is the one wide receiver that Big Ben's going to drop back and go, F it. He's over there somewhere. He's going to throw it, and Claypool is going to go like this and grab it, come down with it. This is the alpha dog of the wide receiver class. And that's going to be the play. Throw it up. Claypool grabs a touchdown whenever we're lucky enough to see the Pittsburgh Steelers get near the red zone. Because how are they going to do that? I don't know. But Najee, I'm starting to get really, really concerned about Najee Harris. Thank God I haven't drafted him in a ton of leagues yet. And if you have already drafted him, I see a couple comments that people are like, crap, I've already drafted, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying run. I'm not saying sell low. I'm not saying I can't envision me taking him in the second round in a startup or in a redraft league. I still like Najee in round 2. I don't know that I like Najee near 12 like I did a couple weeks ago. I'm just a little worried. Are you talking about the first rounders excluding Pitts over Javonte Williams? I like Robert. If I'm ranking my rookie wide receiver or rookies right now, let me go to the board. Guys, if you don't know, play Fantasy Underdog. Go to smitty1.com. Get a free phone call from me, yours truly, Smitty. And $25 cash bonus for new depositors. All you have to do is deposit $10 and be new to Underdog. And you will get yourself a phone call from yours truly, Senior Smitty. So definitely get on over to smitty1.com. Okay, everybody do that now. Who wants a phone call right now? Who wants a phone call? Get on over there. Okay, let's see here. Do it. Smitty1.com. DM me the receipt of your purchase, and I will call you up on the phone. So, rookies. Let's go over rookies. These are all rookies. My 1.1, Chase. My 1.2. It depends on the scenario. It depends on the scenario. Are we talking about a tight end premium? Are we talking about super flex? So let's just say 1 QB, normal PPR. Okay? Just to keep things simple. Honest Abe wants to know what happened. This happened, bro. They released their right guard, De Castro, which is a disastro. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm not saying I don't like Harris here. I'm just extremely concerned about this ranking still. Even this high, I'm extremely concerned about it. In my own ranking, I'm not excited right now. 1.3 depends on your league. If tight end's important, then Pitts is gonna be here. I'm gonna do a 1.3 tie and put Smith. And let me tell you what I'm gonna circle in green who I quietly like ahead of Najee Harris. So while I quietly like these guys ahead of Najee Harris, this is a shh moment. Don't tell anybody. Don't draft them ahead of Najee Harris. You don't need to draft them ahead of Najee Harris. This news right here about De Castro the release of the right guard will not have people panicking so much that Najee falls past the 1.2 in a 1 QB PPR. So you don't have to get crazy and draft one of these guys ahead. But I trade down maybe. I love Smith. Smith is going to be a top 5 to 6 wide receiver in fantasy football very, very soon. Very soon. Kyle Pitts is already in everyone's top 3. You're not a bold man. I see that comment once in a while from Philip or Bob from accounting in the comments, be like, bold take, gentlemen. Bold take. Bold take. I have Kyle Pitts in my top 3 dynasty and maybe number 1. A lot of people do, Philip. You're not breaking any kind of like records here, bro. I do feel like, I think it was Poindexter, if you're in here, bro, you had said bold take Harris in the top 10. And I did comment on that Instagram live saying that's not a bold take, bro. A lot of people have him there. He is still in contention as a top 10 running back in fantasy football his rookie year. But we are concerned. We are concerned. Where we draft him becomes vital. Do I like Najee Harris? I want to put Harris in red, man. Do I like Najee Harris as a running back 2 in fantasy? Yes, but at what cost? Are we talking about? Are we talking about 2.01? No, thank you. 2.02? No, thank you. 2.05? Maybe. I'm starting to warm up at 2.05 to 2.06. So anywhere from that point down, I'm starting to get back on board of feeling pretty like, hey, the risk is baked in. Why do I say that? I say that because Ridley, Diggs, you can't see that. Ridley, Diggs, AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson, all of these guys are safer now than Najee Harris. So let me rewrite this where you can see it. Before this news, careful with Pitts, Smitty. Why? Why, Mr. B? Why be careful? Why, Mr. B? Why, Mr. B, do we be careful with Pitts? Please tell us. Please enlighten us, Mr. B. Mr. B's the mini Noah. Okay. Harris. Actually, let's do this in black writing and have green and red be the no-goes and goes zones. So Harris in text there. And then right here, we'll put player name. So Harris, I'm going to put in green the players that I like ahead of Harris. AJ Brown. Yes. Actually, let's just list them. AJB. Yes. Ridley. Yes. Jefferson. Yes. How about this one? We're going to talk about him in a minute. Gibson. Yes. And I'd even say we'll put him in blue because I want to be careful how I get you guys excited about this one because you don't want to take him near Harris's value. But I'm starting to feel like Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the low key, I like more than Harris right now. But we're talking about third round value, 3.04 to 4.04, 4.05. That's where Clyde's value is. So be very, very, very careful not to take what I'm saying here, where his ADP is around 2.2 to 2.12. Okay? Very, very different ADPs. But I'm telling you quietly, I'm telling you, go get one of these wide receivers instead of Najee Harris at 2.04 or Gibson. And then if you want to go running back in round 3, take Clyde Boy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I think Diggs, obviously, like this is a no-brainer. And everybody above Diggs. AJB, Ridley, Jefferson, Gibson, DK Metcalf, you can't read that. DK. You know what I'm saying? Over Najee right now. All right, let's see what you said, Mr. B. This is why he said be careful with Pitts. Name a rookie tight end that has ever produced. This is the same old argument. Ever produced numbers in NFL history. I'll wait and the hell is Noah. The hell is Noah? I mean, who the hell is Noah? Look, bro. This argument is the same argument everyone tries to use. Like, so here, let me come to you. You say name a tight end that has ever produced tight end numbers in their entire rookie season. Name a tight end that has ever had the talent as Kyle Pitts, bro, or the situation, because they're gonna force feed him the vacated targets that Julio's leaving behind. Name a tight end that has ever looked like Kyle Pitts. Look, also, Mr. B, I've been doing this. I'm not saying you haven't been playing for forever too. I don't know your situation, but I can guarantee you that I've been doing this professionally more than anybody you know, except for maybe Matthew Berry. And I've seen it all, bro. I've seen the cycles. I've been doing this professionally since 2000. I don't know. It's been 19 years. 2002, 2003, around that range. And I can tell you one thing, bro. I've seen cycles that get broken and trends that change. Rookie wide receivers never produce, bro. Never. Until the wide receiver position started to evolve. Okay, now rookie wide receivers can produce right out of the gate. You can get a fantasy wide receiver 1 season out of a rookie. And Jamar Chase will probably flirt very easily with low-end wide receiver 1 numbers in fantasy football. That never happened before, ever. Back in the day. Ever. You were laughed at if you even drafted a rookie wide receiver in redraft. Back in 2002 and 2003. And back when I started playing in the early 90s, bro, when most of you here were sharding in your pants, and we got the magazine out the newspaper out, went to the library to calculate our stats, bro, and see who won the fantasy weekend. You didn't have quarterbacks, rookie running backs could do well, but that was it. It's a different day and age, and we've never seen a tight end come out of college that had a bigger wingspan of any wide receiver or tight end in the history of college football over the last 20 years. No wide receiver or tight end has had a bigger wingspan than this guy. He's electric. He's elite. He's different. He's different. I get your thinking, Mr. B, but this is a whole different person and player. Whole different skill set. So my advice for Harris is draft all these guys over Harris in 2021 redraft. All of them. Gibson. There's even more on this list I'm not even thinking of, but DK, Diggs, AB, Ridley, Jefferson, Gibson. Obviously any wide receivers above that. Gibson's probably the last running back that I draft above Harris, and then I either avoid Harris or I'm drafting Harris because I still think there's an opportunity for him to do well. But this news right here is super alarming. This news right here is kind of the thing that pushes me over the edge in terms of dropping him, whereas I've been like, okay, they'll be okay. I think they'll be okay. OJ Howard's not even close, bro. I realize a lot of people like to compare OJ Howard to Kyle Pitts. It's not the same thing. We're talking about a tight end versus a DK Metcalf wide receiver. Yeah, Chubb you draft. Chubb's got a much higher ADP than that. So, yeah, Chubb's going to go in the first round, bro. I'm not saying I love Chubb. Every single, situation is different. Nick Chubb is tough for me to rank, but he's well above the Harris ADP. Like, we're talking about players a little bit lower. So, that is that. Webb says everything's speculation and fantasy, which is true. Yo Smitty is the draft segment for the Throne League. Yes, I'm going to go over the Throne draft, but not so much for the Throne. I'm going to go over it for like ADP and talk to each pick. You know what I'm saying? And for those of you who don't know, drop a 20 spot, get written on the door immediately. I walk over in permanent marker, write your name on the studio door just for dropping a 20 dono. So I appreciate all of you. Okay, let's get to the other news. Gibson. I had Dr. Jesse Morse on the show, and we talked about this. And we talked about how he had a toe injury. And what I said then stands now even more so, okay? My reaction to the toe news, the toe injury news that came out about, 2 or 3 weeks ago, it said, Antonio Gibson, attention everyone, somebody asked Antonio Gibson a question about his toe, and he randomly said, it still hurts, and the whole world sounded the alarm, and said, we will not draft Antonio Gibson. People need to stop overreacting to the toe. It's good. The news about his toe dropped him from 2.4 back to the board. The news about his toe dropped him from about this is round 2. This is round 3. It dropped him from about right, I would say, this is where Gibson's ADP was. Right around the middle of the second round. It dropped him to at least 3.1. In some cases, the middle of the third. In some rare cases where your grandma just hates bad news and your grandma's freaking out about it. Uncle Bud and Uncle Buck are like, what in the hell is going on here? Toe injury. I've got a bunion on my toe. Your grandma says, I got a bunion on my toe. Those toe bunions could really take you out. And people that drop them into this third round, the risk is all baked in. And I've got another thing. It's baked in, boys. The risk is baked in, boys. In the third round, boys. It's baked in. I've got a surprise. Somebody sent me a clip of their mom yelling, it's baked in, boys. I got to post it soon. But anybody that sends me a clip of their mother, a video clip of their mother yelling at me, saying, it's baked in, boys, you get a free phone call from me. I'll call you this Sunday. I'll call you tonight if I need to. But we got an entry, and it's fantastic. I'm going to post it later. But it's baked in, boys. Gibson's value is baked into this ADP range right here. This is gold. This is Christmas early. This is Christmas early in fantasy football. Okay? We need to take advantage of this, boys. It's baked in. My advice once the Gibson news broke. Hey, Smitty, what do you think about Gibson now? My advice was, hey, take advantage. Let his ADP fall. Third round, take your running back 2. Or if you go wide receiver, good God, you get a running back 1 in the third round. How is that possible? Back to the board. Back to the board. So, I mean, imagine this draft. Okay? Imagine this draft. You have to go wide receiver here because you hate the running backs. Let's say you take Diggs. Let's say, who I love there. Let's say you take DK, and then somehow, you have this pick right here. Somehow you can trade it up even. But if you can somehow, whether it's trading up or he falls, get Antonio Gibson, and then you could maybe walk out with this team right here. CEH Gibson. You can't read that. You could walk out with this team. Gibson, CEH, Diggs, and like Jefferson or DK. Imagine that. Holy crap. Like, this might be the cheat code right now in fantasy football. Is this third round? This could be the cheat code to 2021. Getting this extra third round. Trading this, trading this fourth rounder or fifth rounder up. Okay? Trade this fifth rounder and let's say your sixth rounder. Trade them both. Just give them both away for the sixth rounder for free. I'll give you my fifth and sixth for your third. And then you keep your third rounder because you're a mastermind. You keep your fourth rounder because you're a genius. And you walk out of your draft with, let's say you were given the 5 pick or something. So you walk out with Jonathan Taylor. You walk out with Jefferson. You walk out with Gibson. You walk out with, who would you get here? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And then in the fourth round, Josh Allen. Good God. I'm so important. I got to move this. Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson, Gibson, Josh Allen, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. All because you did one move. You traded your 6th rounder and your 5th rounder for a top of the third or mid third. That's how you win a league right there. The cheat code of 2021 is getting Gibby in the third round, or really in general, just trading that 5th and 6th for a high third rounder where you could get, you could see DK fall there. You could see Justin Jefferson fall there. But give up a 5th and a 6th rounder for a third. Just give it free. Give it free. And if you can't do that, I mean, bro, trade your if you've got to trade your 4th and your 6th. Trade your 4th. I trade my 4th and my 5th for a top of the third. Is this Noah or Mr. B? I can't tell anymore. Hopefully Clyde Edwards-Helaire can break arm tackles this season. Bro, Clyde did more than people give him credit for. And he's going to have such a good year. He was super productive given the situation, given the snap count, which you could argue is the risk, and that's why the risk is baked in, boys. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire didn't know pass protection. COVID kept him from learning a lot of the offense and different things he needed to get on the field consistently. They let go of Damian Williams for a reason. He knows the offense better. Clyde is going to, if he stays healthy, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is one of my favorite third round picks. I'm excited about him. In your grandma leagues in the 4th round, you've got to be kidding me. But Gibson, back on point. Like I've gone on a tangent for a while on this one. Running backs coach Randy Jordan said Antonio Gibson's improvement in year two is like night and day. Imagine if he gets more run on the ground. Imagine if he gets more receptions. This guy was ultra productive in touchdowns. You got to kind of like not assume regression, but expect touchdown regression for him. And maybe he's around 9 to 10 total touchdowns or something, which is very doable and very respectable. But what he loses potentially, and he might not, but what he loses in touchdowns, he might get back in freaking yardage. I love Gibson in round 3. Cheat code. The risk is baked in, boys. It's baked in. Clyde, you remember Clyde's micro movements? Yeah, Clyde's got micro movements for days, bro. It's like, it's just wait. Just wait till he gets the right kind of carries. Improved offensive line. More involved in the passing game. Just wait. No TD regression, bro. I'd be excited if there wasn't, but some people are predicting that, and I'm trying to counterpoint the negativity around Gibson. Oh, he's not going to get those touchdowns next year. They're going to do this or that. I'm just saying that if he does lose, if he will gain back in other categories. Did Clyde lose micro movements last year? Hell no, bro. Clyde's good to go. Punch the thumbs up on your way in the door. So, point of this news clip right here, Antonio Gibson, like night and day. They're not talking about his toe. Everybody freaking out about his toe. This might climb his ADP back in round 2, though. Know that. People are very, very news dependent. People bounce on the news and bounce off the news like a springboard. Oh, I guess he's fine. Some people that draft Gibson, your magazine drafters like Bill from accounting, they don't even know that the toe injury news probably came out, unfortunately. So now when they go in to type in, what's the latest about Antonio Gibson? Oh, night and day. They won't even know he had a toe concern because these people aren't embedded in it like you and I in June and May and April and March. We're embedded in fantasy football. Bill from accounting isn't. He won't even know that he struggled with a toe injury in the news. So Gibson probably climbs back up. That's the honest truth. That's the brutal likelihood in the next couple weeks he starts going back in 2.12. Stat predictions for Clyde in 2021. Let's pull up his 2020 stats and take a look at what he's going to improve on exactly. So Clyde boy, Edwards-Helaire. Clyde boy's game log is as follows. Clyde boy did the following damage in 2020, where he wasn't utilized anywhere near his capability. So Clyde had 803 yards, 4.4 yards a pop. Not a bad yards per carry average, I might add. Only 4 TDs, only 2 100-yard games. Only 54 targets and 36 receptions for 297 and 1 TD. Only 5 total touchdowns. That was the problem for Clyde. Getting over 1,000 total yards, right around 1,100 total yards, is pretty darn good on 13 games. And given the lack of involvement in a big part of the offense, which has changed now, they have better protection for Mahomes. Clyde's learning pass protection or already is on up to speed to where he needs to be. Clyde's going to be involved in PPR work. They got rid of Damian Williams. I wouldn't be shocked at all if this number was 1,200 or at least 1,100. If this right here was 7 to 8 TDs, give him 55 receptions for about 400 yards and a couple touchdowns. So give him like 10 total scores. Give him, let's say, 1,600 total yards. Maybe 1,550. And I said 10 total touchdowns and the 55 receptions. That is a huge, huge year. Very doable for Clyde in this offense. Look what he did on 13 games in a disappointing year where he got banged up and didn't get involved in the passing game. That is like guys, that's a running back 1 that you're getting in the 3rd round. It's a pretty easy bet in my view. Anybody can get hurt. I realize that, but certainly. Okay, Bob from accounting stopped in. It's just Smitty. I'll have you know I'm up on all my news. Bob, keep doing your thing, Bob. You guys will have no Gibson this year if you try to get him in the 3rd round. B. Jackson, that's what we're talking about. His ADP is in the 3rd round. This news probably bumps it back into round 2. Because everybody, and I've been doing a lot of drafts, B. Jackson, I know. His toe concern was big enough, he got bumped into 3.1 to 3.5. This news right here, people are probably going to run with it. You're going to need to take him soon, but take advantage of it as long as you can. All right. Next piece of news. Devontae Adams. They're at beginning stages of an extension for D. Adams. This is probably, I don't know if you want to look into this and say, well, if this is happening, does he know something about A-Rod that we don't? I don't think he would sign an extension in the current environment. So, I don't know. I feel like he knows something. He knows something if he's even entering contract talks. Maybe not. And if he goes to Denver, A-Rod, if he gets traded to Denver, Jerry Jeudy to the moon, Javonte Williams to the moon, Noah Fant to the moon, even Cortland Sutton to the moon. But I have a feeling he's returning to Green Bay. I have a feeling they're going to offer him some kind of extension that shows respect is what he's after. It's not money, but it's respect. And respect can be shown in the form of a contract. And, you know, here's how we feel about you. Here's how we're ready to commit to you. So I think this is good news in terms of the A-Rod front, but we don't know for sure. We have no real information. But Adams, people don't know where to rank Adams right now. Like, if A-Rod doesn't return to Green Bay, A-Rod probably is going to, I don't know. I think we're going to hear something very, very soon on this topic. But if Adams doesn't return to Green Bay, I'd put maybe DK above him. I'd put maybe Justin Jefferson above him. I'd put maybe Ridley. I'd put Diggs above him. But I still think you need to take him in the 2nd round. You need to take him by the mid-2nd round. I don't like the idea of drafting him assuming A-Rod will be gone, though. Like, Am I willing to take Diggs right now over Adams because of the threat of A-Rod potentially not returning to Green Bay? Yes. Am I willing to take Tyreek Hill above him with the threat of A-Rod not returning to Green Bay? Yes. Would I take D-Hop and redraft over Adams with the threat alone? Not that we know anything, just the threat. Maybe. But I'm not dropping him to like mid-second round right now. If we know for certain, like a trade happens and Rodgers is gone, then yes, I move him down below DK, Ridley, Hill, Diggs, all those guys. You know, I don't know about AJ Brown yet, but Adams takes a big hit. Like, I think he's still an alpha guy that's going to command a lot of targets, but you got to draw the line somewhere in mid-second rounds where I say, okay, enough's enough. We got to take him because he's still a wide receiver 1. He's not a wide receiver 2. He just might not be top 1 to 3 anymore until we see Jordan Love in action, because I don't know what Jordan Love's going to offer. So that's how I feel about that. Not worried yet. Okay. Next piece of news, Lamar Jackson is negotiating on a contract extension. I know this isn't going to be popular, but I give this man 1 to 2 years before I start really worrying about either some kind of catastrophic injury from his running. He runs over 150 times per year. That will lead to more potential injury than a running back not rushing for 150 times. Not to mention, he's running in like, you know, situations where he's, you know, going to get leveled or hit by a linebacker. This is not like, you know, getting sacked is a concern. You know, someone can roll up on your ankle, hit you in the knee, tear your ACL. I'm not saying injuries don't happen that are season ending in the pocket. They do. But Lamar Jackson running is going to shorten his career. So when I do my dynasty rankings and I have Herbert and I have Trevor Lawrence and guys like that ahead of Lamar, people freak out. They're like, how in the hell do you have Herbert ahead of Lamar Jackson? Well, I hate to break it to you, Lamar owners. I have Herbert ahead of Lamar in redraft. I have Herbert at my 3-4 with Kyler. Kyler and Herbert share the number 3 overall QB spot. If I'm doing QB rankings, it's 1, Mahomes. It's 2, Allen. And you could even swap these two. They're both so good. Tier break! 3 is Herbie. Herbert or Kyler. For those of you about to complain and flip a gasket, these are interchangeable too. Don't worry. And then we can start talking about Lamar and A-Rod if it's redraft, and if it's dynasty, Lamar, Trevor Lawrence, Burrow. Some of you are going to say, where's Dak? Stop disrespecting Dak. I get it. There's always 2, 3, 4 comments about Dak. I get it. He's in here. Calm down. Dak in here. But these are my top 4. These are my big difference makers. These are my super flex dynasty startup guys, where if I've got the 1 through 5 overall, I am 100% drafting one of these guys if I am in a super flex and I have picks 1 through 5. If I've got picks 1 through 5, I'm not thinking running back at all. It's one of these guys, absolutely. And I've got a super flex video, how to dominate your super flex leagues around this strategy. If you've got a top 4, top 5 overall pick, you have an extreme advantage. Extreme. Super flex, the key to it is getting that top 1 to 5 overall pick. No doubt about it. Huge advantage. But my point being, I'm not excited about his long-term value. Can Lamar be a top 1 to 5 quarterback in 2021? Sure. And I've got him in a super flex dynasty. I'm hoping to trade him mid-season, but these guys don't trade for anything. I literally could offer the worst trade offer for me, put it on the block, it would sit there for over a month and expire. And I could put a DM in the chat and be like, hey, I just asked you to take me to the cleaners in a trade, Bill. And it's an expert league, too. It's an expert league. It's got some medium-sized fantasy football Instagram pages in it. And I'll DM them. I'll send an offer. I'll put it in the chat of the league chat. Nobody ever makes a trade, rejects a trade. It's ridiculous. I hate when I'm stuck and held in place with my team and I can't make great moves. Buy low, sell high. Probably the most fun part about fantasy football is buying low and selling high. And I can't even do it. And I want to get rid of Lamar in that league and I can't do it. I like him for 1 to 2 years, but I want to sell him high at a certain point. I want to trade him for Herbert straight up. But the owner of Herbert will never even see the offer. He won't see it. So, fun league. Yay. So glad to be back. It's like when that entry fee renewal comes in, it's like, good God, I'm just committing to a league where it feels like a best ball draft. Maybe they think they're playing best ball. I don't know. But Lamar worries me enough to where I just want to call it out. Warning shot. This right here. Give me a break. Give me a break. Dolphins are prioritizing downfield passing aggressiveness in the offseason. I bet they're targeting it, but does that mean they're going to do it well? No. Tua is not it. Tua is not that guy. You're not that guy. Trust me, bud. You're not that guy, Tua. And Waddle can't become what everybody that the Waddle truthers out there. He can't become that guy himself with Tua. He just can't. I don't believe in Tua. Boomers in fantasy suck. They never want to trade around. I know, bro. Buying low, selling high feels like a dream in many more times than not because everyone is usually on the same page. I disagree with that, Colby. I think it's either you have a trading league or you don't. You got to offer in waves, Colby. You got to offer in waves. You got to offer like 4 and 5 trades to every single person in your league. Like you got to have 15 trade offers up because all it takes is one. But if you're in a league like the one I described, bro, you can't get any. I couldn't trade Lamar for Tua straight up if I wanted to, 50, because the guy wouldn't respond, even if I sent it. And no, I'm not going to chill on Tua. I know you might own him, bro, but no, it's my job to tell you over and over when I don't like a player. Ryan Hollins, professional. Hey, Ryan, I'm going to send you a link real quick if you want to come into the show. He says, Smitty, what is that? A green screen? Ryan, you don't have to accept this, but if you would like to come on, I'm going to send you a link right now. And we can talk a little Suns real quick, too. Okay, I sent a link on IG to your IG, bro. If you want in, just punch it. Tua to the moon, says 50. Tua to the moon. Tua to the moon! Punch a thumbs up on your way in the door. Next piece of news. Everett. This is a pretty good dynasty find, in your league if he's sitting there. He probably isn't in a lot of, leagues where you're playing with a lot of sharks where nobody's available on your waiver wire. But if your waiver wire is pretty thin, go ahead and look and see if Everett, or pretty rich. Go and see if Everett's sitting there because he could be a good tight end. They like him there. Could be coach speak. No, bro. Get out of here. Last year, Tyrone Smith. Captain Spock's talking about Zeke. All right, Ryan. What's up, Ryan?
Is this real?
This is real, bro. It's real.
Wait. I'm on the show?
You're on the show. You're live.
Oh, yo. Is your background real? Or are you green screened in?
It's real, bro.
Oh wow, he's
So,
there.
hey,
Ladies
are my
and gentlemen,
sons
he's
are my
really there?
are my sons winning in 4?
I think there's too much pride from the Clippers to win in 4, but that's not far fetched. I just think the way that Phoenix is playing right now, there's something just different. There's an energy in the air. Like those guys believe, they like each other. Just the vibe is different, Smitty. So I do like what I'm seeing in Phoenix because the role players are going off. You know, it's one thing for the Stars to take on a heavy load, but you got the Phoenix role players that are having a field day right now, an absolute field day.
You play video games?
I do. I'm a big gamer, Smitty.
No, I said,
and
are you playing video games right now?
Yeah. I'm a big gamer, Smitty, and I know you look down on me for doing it.
No.
I know you think less of me whenever I play my games, but I just want you to accept me as a gamer, Smitty.
You actually, you're one of the higher ranked Madden players in the country. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm number 2 in the world. And I don't want you to think less of me, Smitty.
You're the one. Technically, you're looking down on me right now with your camera, but it's fine.
True, but I don't want you to think of me as a lesser retired NBA player or analyst or YouTube guest because I play video games.
No, I only look down on you because I feel like you're probably slow at 7 foot and you couldn't beat me in a race. That's just what I'm throwing out there.
Smitty, how many people are in this chat right now?
66.
I need all 66 of these amazing viewers to know that Smitty no longer has tendons. He's missing 80% of the tendons in his right knee.
Okay, this right here, I tore this right here, this patellar tendon. Okay, it was broken right here. They reattached that bad boy. I tore my ACL, my meniscus, my LCL, and my MCL. But they're back, bro. They're back. They're all reconstructed. I run in 120-degree weather twice a day. I run 6 miles a day. You can't beat me in a race, Hollins. I know you're 7 foot. You're like a giraffe. How is it? I mean, giraffes are fast.
You have a better shot if they cut your knees off from the kneecap on down, and then
but blades.
You had the little peg things, and you were just running really fast.
I don't.
You have a better shot at beating me if that was what you had, Smitty.
I do think I would be fast with blades. I've contemplated it because my knees are so bad. Like if I had double blades, bro, I'd be a world champion.
Maybe you can get like a happy medium. Maybe you can get like blade shoes, and you can bounce off with the shoes.
Well, I do want to know if you do want to do this race.
No, I do. We just have to get a good time.
Okay.
Because Smitty, like I know. Why can't we do like a basketball challenge, Smitty?
We'll do
That's
both.
a lot easier for
We'll do both. We'll do both.
Okay.
I got a hoop in my backyard.
Can you do a squat? Can you squat in full?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
How far can you squat?
How far can I squat?
Let me see a full squat on 20% tendons. Oh, this is gonna be ugly.
Can you see me? Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be ugly.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, you're stuck. He's stuck.
You like that?
Those some fancy degrees back there, Smits.
Yeah, I got 2. One psychology, so I could figure out people like you. The other one's in best school of journalism and Walter Cronkite.
What have you figured out about me when you psychoanalyze the things I do, Smitty?
I'm gonna say you were a pro athlete. Okay, so it's a little hard to let go that you were like one of the best of the best. You were all American, right? You were close to it. You were a high level talented physical specimen in your time. Is that correct? And when someone like me who's torn their ligaments challenges you to a race, it's really, really hard to imagine losing, even though you might have lost a step. So my psychological analysis of you is that I'm going to be able to challenge you to anything. You're just going to accept out of pride, and then we'll race and it will become known.
I signed up on Smitty.com.
Smitty1. Smitty1.com.
Smitty1.com. And I feel like it's held against me because I'm a ball player. I go on Smitty1.com, and I feel like you hold things against me because not just a ball player, but I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer, Smitty. What's going on? Why do I feel your prejudices against gamers that are 7 feet tall?
I mean, bro, how do you even play? Like, can you show me the remote in your hands? Do you have to get like a men's big and tall remote?
My hands are actually kind of small, Smits.
How big?
For a 7-footer, they're small. For the average man, I'm still enormous. Well, why is that?
God.
Wait, Smits, how many people are here?
57. A couple have left.
So we, Smits.
As soon as you got on, they bailed. But go ahead. Okay.
For like an average guy, I'm enormous. For another 7-footer, I'm small. Like Brendan is a big 7-footer.
Yeah,
you don't realize Brendan's like 7'1", bro.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Even like on clips of him, like he's a wide dude. He looks like a tree out there.
We look really small on our IG Live though. People don't realize these are 2 7-foot dudes in there. But me, you, and Brendan, we look the same size.
Yeah, on IG. I probably look a little bigger.
Size. Huh?
I said I probably look a little bigger. Is he frozen? No, he's not frozen. Okay, so when are we setting let's set a time or date. Can you do you need like a month to prepare? Even if it's
basketball first?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to like jump over the fence at the track. Like, I don't really want to do that, Smitty. I do want to race you, but I don't really want to jump over the fence. Can you dunk?
Not anymore. I used to be good at ball, bro. I used to go down to the Suns arena and knock a certain knock. It was like, and they'd open it up, and I'd go down. It was called Futures Basketball Camp, and I'd train with all these college athletes, and I was good back in the day. But now I can't dunk. And I tore my patellar tendon playing, cutting and stuff. Like I can run straight. Like you think I can't run straight? I can run a sub 6-minute mile, but I can't do the cutting and jumping like I used to.
Can your knees reach to a 90-degree angle?
Yeah.
With the other one down.
What do you mean?
Like one leg up, one leg down. I see you're sitting in the chair.
Like I don't know if you think my knees are like decrepit or what. Like they're rehabbed, bro. They're not rehabbed like an athlete, but I can't.
Whoa, that's as far as you can bend them.
Well, that's because my thighs.
Sweet God, you can't bend further than that.
If I pull it up, my thigh's in the way, bro.
Whoa! Take your knee to your butt.
My thigh's in the way.
You can't put your knee to your butt.
But that has nothing to do with my knees.
That has everything. Everyone can do that.
No,
chat. If you can do that in the chat, put a 1 in the chat.
It's not,
if you can do it.
It's my thigh, bro. My thigh's in the way of the knee or the calf.
Smitty.
I also have bigger calf. I have bigger calf. Look at my calves. My calves are huge, bro.
I don't know. I've seen bigger. That's what she said. I've seen bigger.
When are we racing?
Smitty, we're getting on the court first.
I got a court in my backyard.
Perfect.
Are we playing horse or what? What are we doing?
Whatever you need, Smitty.
Okay, so after you beat me in basketball, you probably will.
Hold on. Can I see the? Oh, I can't see the comment section because I'm.
I can drag them on.
Are there any cool people saying cool stuff? Wow.
I can get. Let's
Can
see.
I have equal treatment on Smitty1.com? like all former NBA players should have.
Equal treatment. Okay, we can do that. I would like to play you in Madden. I don't have a
No, you
system
don't.
anymore.
No, you don't. That means you don't want
How
to
many
play.
pull-ups can you do?
Like non-weighted.
Do I need to when I talk? Do I need to do that too? What's up?
I'm on a beanbag. It's either that or talk to you like this or have a neck pain.
Can you do 10 pull-ups? You got a long
listen,
way to go though, bro. It's like
I can do more pull-ups than you.
you can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
So pull-ups.
I can easily do more pull-ups than you. Like very easily. Like that's not a you basketball running pull-ups, like pull-ups is probably your worst bet. Yeah, basketball too, but yeah, pull-ups.
Can we do a trifecta? Whoever wins 3 of the 2 of the 3 wins the whole tournament.
Smitty, if you're a 10 pull-up type of guy, you're not doing more than me, bud.
How many can you do?
More than you.
Can you do 20?
I can do more than you, Smitty.
Can you do 20?
I can do more than you, Smitty.
Well, why don't you give me a month, and I'll beat you in pull-ups.
Do you know who?
Year?
I could give you a month, a year.
Do you know who trains
unless I'm
me?
tearing a labrum, you can't beat me.
Do you know who trains me? You know who's gonna train me in pull-ups?
Aaron Rodgers?
No. You ever heard of Bar Stars?
No, Smitty.
I
don't care what training you get.
You've never heard of Bar Star? You do pull-ups and you've never heard of Bar Stars. They're the pull-ups that do all the muscle ups. Can you do a muscle up?
Yeah.
No, you can't. You can't do I've never seen a 7-footer do a muscle up. I don't even think you know what I'm saying. Muscle up is where you go like that.
Yeah, you go and then you pull down and then you get.
You cannot do a muscle up. You cannot. I'll bet you. What do you want to bet that I can do that before you do? We could both train. Who gets to a muscle?
I can do it right now. I can go to the gym right now and do a muscle up.
No way. Have you ever done one? Be honest. Or are you just thinking?
Yes, bro. Yes. Smitty, I train 4 to 5 times a week still.
I've never. I wish I could get my boy Ed on here. He owns Bar Stars. They're only one of the biggest YouTube channels for fitness, bro. And I think he'd be shocked if you could do a muscle up, bro. Do you don't have a bar in your house, right? That you could do that on?
No, I don't. I can't fit on the doorways.
How are you gonna do a muscle up? No way. Okay, how about this?
I go to the gym and do pull-ups at the gym.
Accept or deny the challenge. We run a race, 200 meters. We do a basketball game of whoever you want. And then we do a muscle up challenge. Whoever gets a better muscle up, whether you do it or not. Like, let's say you get higher than me, whatever. I don't think you could do it, but.
Because you can't do it doesn't mean I can't do it,
Do you know how hard it is to do them? Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah, no, I know. It's for me, it wasn't the strength. It was more so the coordination. But I know the coordination now.
I bet you used to be able to do it. And you're just saying it.
I'm probably stronger now than I was before, Smitty.
Okay. So accepted? All 3? This is like the Hollins versus Smitty Olympics.
Yeah, Smitty.
Okay, done.
Listen,
you guys heard it.
I'm in. Hold on. What is the chat saying?
61 people heard it. We had about 10 leave.
Ryan,
Ryan,
66, right?
Ryan, like Mac. Let's see. Bet him a copy of Madden 2022. How about slap boxing? I don't think I could. I don't think I could reach his face. I'm 6'2", but
and Smitty's in hell. I mean Phoenix.
I'd almost drive up for a race.
No, brother, you don't. No, that's even worse.
But we'll do it. We'll do it on IG Live. I don't know how we'll do it on IG Live, but we could do it on IG Live. It's gonna be fantastic. Or if you have to record it and send me the video, I can piece it together. Just don't cheat. Don't put it on fast forward.
Hey,
I could tell.
Smitty, this background is real.
No, it isn't. Knock on it. That actually is. That isn't real. Actually, that sounded like hollow. Technically, it's not real.
No, it's stone on top of the wall. It's not like it doesn't come out at all.
Can we
It's
see your
stone on
Can
top of
we
the
see
wall.
your sneaker collection? That you can beat me at. That like I can show you mine
Smitty, I
versus
don't hold on. How many users do we have in here? How many watchers?
61 still.
If we hit 70, I'll show my sneaker collection.
Okay.
If we hit 70, I'll go in there and I'll show my sneaker
Do you
collection.
want me to show you my 3 sneakers that I have, or should we just skip that?
Hey, why not? Hey, you know, I don't know what the chat wants to see, Smitty.
Okay. Well,
Hold on, Smitty. Why do you hate Lamar Jackson? What did he do to you?
I don't hate him. I just think when you run 150 times a year, and you vanish for half of a year when you don't run, it makes you it makes you a little bit of a suspect, QB to take early on in the draft. I mean, he vanished for half a year. Did you own Lamar last year?
I'm a smart guy. I don't even know why you took Lamar.
Okay. Well, then you hate him too. What are you doing here?
Smitty, my cameraman's panning.
Your cameraman.
No. Like, did we get to if we get to 70, I'm going in there.
We dropped to 50.
What's your record?
What's my record in what?
Streaming.
950 live viewers during the season.
Okay, so.
But it's dead
let's
off
get
season.
70.
It's a dead off season right now.
Let's get 70.
All right, guys. DM your buddies. DM your friends.
We get 70. We're going to the shoe closet.
Okay, hold on. Copy URL from YouTube.
Wait. Did you send Haywood a link too?
I sent. No, I didn't. Is he free?
Smitty, who's your editor? How are you getting all these graphics up here?
That's me, bro. I do everything. I'm a one-man band.
Nah, no way.
Yes, sir. Let me see if I can get some more people in here right here. And then you want me to send
if we hit 70, I'm going in.
Let's get B Wood on here. Can you tell him that I'm sending him a DM in our little chat?
Hold on, let me send him. If I flip out this screen, will it kick me out?
If it does, just click the link again. You're fine.
Okay, hold on. Let me send it to him.
Yeah. I don't know if he can still hear us. I think he can, but
can you see me?
Yeah. No, it's all black, but apparently you can still hear me because I was about to talk some trash. Just pretend you're not there, and then I'll talk about you. Hollins is 7 foot, guys. There's no way he's beating me in a race. I'm trying to picture, like a giraffe is fast though. That's the only thing I can think of. Like okay, there are tall things that can run, but I'm just trying to picture this man looking fast at 7 foot. I just can't see it. I told my old track coach. I can hear you. Yeah, I know. I told my old track coach Hollins, and he's like 7 foot. No, he's like no, not gonna happen. So
I told my old track coach, and he said, no, that's not gonna happen.
You know what's funny for those that are watching? I said to him casually.
Did you just claim to him that I'm an athlete?
He
just leave that out.
No, he knows. He was tagged in one of the posts and he responded, and he was pretty amped about hey, let's take him down.
Did your track coach spend time in prison?
No. But for those that want to know what was funny is that I sent Ryan Hollins, or no, I was talking to Ryan Hollins on his live, and I said, "Are you still fast?" He said, "Yeah." And then
you were harassing me on the live that day.
And he basically said he could beat me in a race, and so I said, "How about one lap around the track?" And what did you say?
I don't want to train to run one lap around the track. That's far.
You said it's distance.
For me at this age, yeah, because I'd be sprinting to beat you. I wouldn't be jogging. I would be sprinting. So if I sprint one lap around the track is not jog it, not soft shoe it, to sprint it that is distance at 36 years old. Well, hold on, Smitty, aren't you closer to 50?
If I told you,
are you sure you're not closer to 50, Smitty?
Yeah, 40. But if I told you, bro, that I could beat you in a longer run, you would then concede to that. Like if I said, hey, I could run a mile faster than you, I could run 400 meters faster than you.
I'm not about that life, Smitty. I don't want the pain of like running in 800 competitively or more. I'm not about that life.
Okay. But I can't wait. He's going to look slower.
All my slow white friends want to race me in distance. And is that like a white guy's thing, Smitty? And I hate to bring race into it, but like my black friends want to play ball, but my white buddies, they all want to race me in distance, and it keeps getting further and further out.
I'll play.
Is that a thing?
I'll do you in both. I'll do both. I accept any challenge. You could ask me to do a water chugging challenge, or hey, waterboard yourself longer than me, and I'm competitive.
Okay. Is that how your kneecap fell off, bud?
It might be. 400 meters.
Hold on. What number are we at now? Did we drop off even more?
Yeah. But that's okay. Show us your shoe. Like maybe you'll get the place, rocking by showing your shoe collection.
No. I gotta have 70 or more.
Yeah, well,
we have to have 70 or more, Smitty.
This is a football show, so people potentially drop off when there's no football talk. So maybe we'll talk a little football. Antonio Gibson, where do you rank Antonio Gibson in 2021? Is he a second round pick for you? There's toe concerns, but that dropped his ADP. A lot of people arguing, saying you can't find him in the third round, but I'm telling you, I did draft after draft where he fell to 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. Steal, in my opinion. How do you like Gibson?
PPRs, he's safe. I'd stay away from him. There's something about Washington that I don't trust. Maybe it's the turnover at quarterback. I know that I also love my receiving backs out the backfield, but Gibson, I'm not going to lose my mind over. I don't think he wins your leagues. I think you're looking for a solid guy. And
he froze. We'll see if he comes back. I'm trying to get Brennan Haywood in here too. He's got that Walmart Wi-Fi, I think. I don't think he was lying, Yoda. Mamba live up to Braun, huh? I don't know if he said LeBron, like he likes LeBron a lot as like the number one overall player, I think. Let's ask him. What's up? He just keeps dropping. What's going on? You got that Walmart Wi-Fi or what?
No, somebody called me on my phone,
Oh.
and I saw you moving, but I couldn't hear myself or see myself moving. It like froze me.
Yeah, Brennan.
I'm staying away from Gibson though. Gibson doesn't excite me. I wouldn't take him in the third. I think he could be a solid pick. There's always space for a starter, in my opinion, but I'm staying away from Gibson.
Master Yoda in here wanted to know why Holland said that Mamba would never live up to Braun or Jordan legacy-wise. I don't know that I've heard you say that, but...
Mamba? Oh, Kobe?
Yeah.
Well, Kobe's legacy is pretty much set already. And the toughest part about Kobe Bryant is he didn't surpass Jordan statistically, and he played so similar to Michael. Now, I could also argue that Kobe played in a tougher generation of basketball than Kobe played. Kobe clearly is just as competitive. I think it was just circumstantial. And I think LeBron has passed both of them up. So my exact quote was, Michael and Kobe couldn't walk in LeBron's shoes because, in my opinion, they're not the playmakers that LeBron is. LeBron can score, and he's going to be top 3 in scoring when it's all said and done, and LeBron can pass. So a guy with those type of accolades,
Yeah.
I'm not going to play either of those over LeBron.
I think it's
in my opinion.
I think it's an argument. I don't care if someone has LeBron number 1, Kobe number 1, or Jordan number 1. That's all amazing company. You know what I mean? Like you're arguing, I think, very arguable things on either side of that. Like I can't fault anybody for liking any one of them number 1.
Did we drop off even more, Smith?
We climbed up to 60, then you joined and it went down to 58. So I think you need to show your shoes because you keep dropping the live stream totals, and I think we need to see the shoe collection.
They've got to earn it. I don't think the people really want to see my shoes.
I think they do. We want to see how many shoes you have. Reportedly you have a lot of shoes.
Smiths, we got to earn it.
You got more shoes than I have fantasy trophies, I hear.
That's not hard.
Let's see the trophy room, the shoe room.
Smitty, I won a game in our fantasy league, and when I come back next year,
one game,
I plan on dominating.
Do you want to tell the people here that Gilbert Arenas, who was in our league, who drafted Lamar number 1 overall, and then drafted Rob Gronkowski in the second round, still had more wins than you in our fantasy league, though?
I mean, I took McCaffrey number 1.
That's true.
I should have traded with you when you asked, and like an idiot, I asked for more and didn't give them to you.
True. Can you tell one of my favorite stories that you've ever told is how when you were young in the NBA, you were approached about getting your jersey number, trading your jersey number, and you gave your jersey up for a pair of shoes, right?
Not almost. And I wasn't like approached. I was more so told. So in the NBA, I think I took number 1. I was always 1, 5, or 15. Normally I'd take 15. I forget who had 15. So I said, all right, let me get number 1. So I had number 1 locked in. Literally the day of training camp, Derek Anderson gets to the team and he shows up. And he's there, and the equipment man comes to me and is like, hey, what number do you want? I'm like, well, my number's 1. So he's like, nah, DA has 1. That's your number's gone. And DA then takes my number, and he said, well, guys pay for that. Won't you approach him? So I go to approach him, and he says, well, I'll give you some shoes. And I'm like, new to the NBA, so I don't argue with it. So DA takes my number, and he ends up getting me like a box of Jordans. So a lot of guys pay for it, but we're not on like equal terms.
Right.
And when I went to Sacramento, Eric Moreland, a rookie, he had 5, and I told him I'm wearing 5. So like your seniority takes the number, so I guess I paid it forward by taking a number from another young guy,
Hit us with the shoe room, bro. Come on.
What number we at, Smitty?
We're 47. We're dropping. We need to give it.
Oh no. We got to promote this.
We got to. If we keep sitting here, everyone's gonna leave. Ryan, we need to see the shoe room.
No, I got to take off soon, anyways. But we'll promote an episode.
Okay.
And if over 70. We're going to the shoe room.
Okay, we'll do it. Last question. Who is the best player you ever played against?
LeBron.
Did you have to guard him?
Yeah, I guarded LeBron in possession. He pump faked me, and I got so mad.
Did you ever score on him?
Yeah, I knocked his headband off one time.
Nice. All right, Ryan. I can't wait to compete against you in who can do a muscle up, horse, or whatever you want to do. I don't know how else we can do anything different, like a shooting contest, maybe a free throw contest, whatever you want. You pick it. Basketball, it's your domain. You pick our contest, and then our 200-meter race. Half a lap around the track. You got to hop over and break into a facility, and I will get a track opened up for me. You break into one, and then we'll race.
All right, Smitty. I'll come on next time. We'll promote it. We get 70. We're going to the shoe closet.
All right. Everybody's so excited they've been leaving. So appreciate that.
All right. My fault, Smith. I'll talk to you soon, bro.
All right. Later, man. Ryan Hollins. All right. Where are we at? We've got a half hour left in the show. Let's go ahead and do, we were going to go over the draft. We had two more pieces of news to go over. Thank Ryan Hollins. Go follow these guys on Instagram, Ryan Hollins and B. Wood, Brennan Haywood, and go follow their 7-Footer podcast on YouTube. Saquon Barkley was shown cutting and catching passes in workouts today. Actually, let's do this one. And he looks good. He looks good, guys. But the problem is, you know, everyone's going to get amped up just seeing him doing cutting and running. There were times where I'm watching his footage and I'm like, you know, he looked good. He looked pretty quick, but nothing like blew me away where I'm like, oh my God, this guy looks better than he's ever looked. He looked good. He looked good. I worry about where we're drafting Saquon Barkley. I'm excited about the fact that he looks pretty darn good, ready to go. But I feel like drafting him at 4 or 5 overall, it feels a little risky. Not saying Zeke Elliott's totally safe or Jonathan Taylor's safe, but I think Jonathan Taylor's a little bit safer. And I think that Zeke Elliott with Pollard is safer. Without Pollard, I'd rather probably have Barkley if I can't get Pollard. But I know I can get Pollard in most any draft because I will reach for him. So I think, you know, this is a tough topic. But is he number 7 overall to me? 8? Sure. Like, I'm not dropping Barkley that much. But I think I'm moving Elliott up to where Barkley was because I know I can cuff Pollard. And I'm moving Barkley down to where Elliott was because I worry about drafting a guy that has a little bit of an injury concern overall on top of coming back from an ACL tear. The play before he tore his ACL, he literally almost dislocated or broke his elbow. The exact play before he tore his ACL. He just feels like a potential injury worry regardless of whether he's recovered or not from the ACL tear. So I'm going to say, oh my God, Noah. Odell top 10 this year? Noah. No, bro. No, Noah. No, Noah. Come on, man. Don't say those words in the chat. Top 10, Noah? Rashad Bateman, expected to be a significant contributor from day one. I'm not trusting any wide receiver right now because Hollywood Brown is a talent, I think, that gets disrespected. People think he's garbage. Look, he's not. He just didn't get the football, and he complained about it. He's like, give me the football. I can do something with it. And he did in his rookie year. Opening game, first game in the NFL, Hollywood Brown looked electric. Hollywood Brown is going to get crapped on, and there's nothing I can do about it to prove to anybody that Hollywood Brown's way better than he's being made in, or not being made in Baltimore. And because of the inefficiencies that Lamar has to make a consistent wide receiver one, he can run the football, guys. Lamar Jackson's a running back that passes the ball relatively well, but runs the ball amazingly. I'm not going near any of these wide receivers, especially a rookie wide receiver in this offense, which is going to be inconsistent, producing consistent wide receiver ones. No way. I'm not going near it. Can't see it, won't do it. I do agree with Judy isn't top 10, says Colby. Colby, that's okay. It's okay, Colby. Draft. Let me go over the draft real quickly, and then we can move on from there and go to the final, 20 minutes of fantasy football court. Round one is as follows. I'm not sure if this is the first round. This is round 3. Where's round 1? Round 1 and 2. So Fantasy Football Throne Draft has been underway. Here is round 1. And for anybody who wants to be on the studio door, just if you super chat a 20 spot, I walk over to the door immediately and sign your name on the door. And don't forget, guys, if you go to smitty1.com and play Underdog Fantasy, enter promo code Smitty, use the link that is provided on smitty1.com, and deposit a $10 minimum. If you're a new Underdog Fantasy account, you get a free phone call from me and $25 bonus cash. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, just go to smitty1.com. First round, McCaffrey, Cook, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara. That was our pick. And for those that don't know, this is the Throne Draft, the biggest expert draft on Instagram, where our following drafts for all 12 experts. So when we're on the clock, you guys vote, you decide, then I take the team into battle against the other 11 fantasy football expert pages and communities and shows. We have 12 of us here. We took Kamara at 1.04, fell into our lap. Very excited that we didn't have the dilemma of Barkley or Elliott or Chubb or Taylor, because that would have been a tough choice. I feel like there's a significant drop-off. We got Kamara at 4, Barkley at 5, Elliott at 6, which I don't mind if you cuff Pollard. He did not. Chubb at 7. Jonathan Taylor was a steal at number 8. That's the only steal I think he got in this draft, in my opinion. Akers was decent value, though, but I just don't like the look of the team. But Taylor I like a lot. That was a great pick. We would have contemplated Taylor at 4, to be honest. I think Taylor's a really safe number 8 overall. 7, 8, 9 overall, completely safe. This year was a trending down in GOAT race, though, says Honest Abe. I think you guys are still talking LeBron. You guys like that LeBron talk. Punch a thumbs up on the way in the door. Chubb went number 7. Taylor 8. Eckler 9. Aaron Jones number 10. If A-Rod leaves, then his value will take a hit, a major hit, because this guy revolves around touchdown production. We know what we have. I didn't want him to go elsewhere. I didn't want him to go to another team because we don't know how he'd hold up under more heavy usage. The guy could break down. He's kind of an injury risk, but Aaron Jones with A-Rod in that offense, we know what we're dealing with, so he's worth a 10, 11, 12 potential overall pick. But if A-Rod's gone, I don't think he will be, but if he is gone, then Aaron Jones does take a major hit into the mid-second round at least. Tyreek Hill, 11. Diggs, number 12 overall. I love that pick. I don't know that I love the approach. They went Diggs and Adams back-to-back. I don't mind the 0 running back in the first round or 2, but it is hard to pull off, especially in a league where you're going to have running backs get consumed like mad. These guys, I know them. I draft with them every year. They are running back hogs, and this was not a smart approach in a league where they consume running backs to the tune of none being available by the end of round 5. So Adams, Kelsey went at 2.02. I think similar to the concern I have going wide receiver. I don't necessarily like Kelsey in this format. I'm not saying I don't like Kelsey in general as a second round draft approach, but in this format, you could still get Tunyon, Logan Thomas, Noah Fant, guys like that in like the 9th and 10th round. So I'd rather take that approach, try and land a Tunyon or a Fant, and get a wide receiver or Gibson or whoever. So 2.02 was Kelsey. 2.03 was Mixon. Way too early for Joe Mixon. I get Mixon's situation is getting much improved. They're going to pass the football. He'll have room to run. He won't be facing 8-man front after 8-man front. They want to throw to him a little more, but they did say they weren't going to use him full time all the time, which is not great news. But they probably will throw to him enough. And I think that, at 3.2, I probably would like Mixon again. But I don't like him in the second round. This is exactly where he went last year, in the 9 to 12 or 13 overall range. And Mixon burned everybody. Mixon burned everybody in 2019. You could say he didn't bust because he was really good down the stretch and he ended up finishing around 10, 11 overall for all running backs. I get that. I'm not a moron. But he did bust for the first half of the year in 2019. And I know because of my HeySmitty.com, which you can order a text service from me where we can text about anything you got, questions you have. But order my text service at heysmitty.com. And I got text messages and emails from people constantly saying, hey, Smitty, I'm out of it. Joe Mixon burned me. I'm 1-7. And now what do I do? Do I trade Mixon away? It's dynasty. Or, hey, what do I do? Do I have a shot for making the playoffs? I've got 2 wins, 3 wins because I'm Mixon. Like, I get Mixon turned it around, but unless you traded for him mid-season, he burned you. He burned you. Mixon burned you in 2019. In 2020, he completely busted. I don't like him at 2.3. It's way, way too high. Hopkins, 2.4. I don't mind that pick. Akers, 2.5. Not bad value. I don't like that he's going in 1.10, 1.9, 1.11 ranges for some of you. This feels a lot safer at 2.05. Najee Harris looked like a fantastic pick at 2.6. Right now, it looks like a good pick. I still like him here, but as we went over at the beginning, I don't love him there right now. I'm worried. DeCastro, like everything that's going on there, there's a real reason to be concerned that Najee Harris is going to be able to rip off 4.5 yards a carry. I really, really have some big concerns about this offense. So, Ridley, 2.07 was a fantastic pick. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a little early according to ADP, but I think he'll earn that. But I think the value in Clyde in a typical draft, the takeaway here, is that he's going in the 3.2 to 3.05 range. So if you get Clyde at 3.2, 3.05, you have win-a-league potential. I think you still have some good win-a-league potential at 2.08. It's just not as great. So it's kind of a reach in terms of his ADP. We reached a little bit at 2.09, grabbing Justin Jefferson. I'll admit it. We reached... You can call us team reacher, whatever you want, but he can crush that ADP. We didn't want to mess around or play games. Gibson would have been a fantastic pick as well. I love Gibson. You heard me at the top of the hour talking about Gibson, or the middle of the show. Love Gibson. I would have been okay with Gibson. In fact, looking back, if I had to say there was one direction, I could have gone either way because I really love what we did. But I could have went Gibson there, like we voted on it. I could have went Gibson there, been completely happy, and hoped that Jefferson fell to us at the next pick. And we'll look at the next rounds and see who would have been available to us at wide receiver. It would have been different had we taken Gibson. Maybe Jefferson would have fallen. But imagine if we came out with Kamara, Gibson, and Justin Jefferson. Oh my God. I think it would be game over at that point. But we weren't sure that Jefferson would fall. We wanted Jefferson a little more than Gibson. I have Jefferson ranked ahead of Gibson, even though I love Gibson. But if you need a running back in round 2, Gibson's your guy. And I don't think he's going to fall any later anymore. I think the news today is going to take care of that, unfortunately. But imagine all the best ball drafters that took advantage of Gibson during the short period of time where he fell into the top of the 3rd round, and he did. He did because I did the drafts. I did drafts where he did. I know some of you are in here are saying that he didn't. He can't. He won't fall. He can't fall. He's a 2nd rounder. He won't. He did. I did drafts. I did draft after draft with him. People were scared to death about Gibson's toe. And you have people on YouTube channels saying that to avoid him, it causes people to panic. But I think this news is going to completely wash everything that occurred there with that news. And let me throw the news that I'm talking about on screen. This news right here that says that Antonio Gibson's improvement from year 2 is like night and day. And that's going to take away all that negative buzz and chatter that's been driving his value down. Metcalf at 2.11 was a steal. J.K. Dobbins at 2.12 was a little bit high for me. I'm not saying I don't like him at the 2-3 turn because technically he could be your 3rd drafted player at that spot, right? You take a Metcalf-like player and then Dobbins. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Dobbins has top 5 to 10 running back appeal. It doesn't feel like a huge risk at 2.12. I think I'd rather go, we'll see who's available here. A.J. Brown. He did get A.J. Brown too, though. So, do I rank A.J. Brown right before that? Yeah, I'd probably put A.J. Brown at 2.12. Now, the question becomes at that 3.1, is Dobbins the best player available? You have Waller, you have Kittle, you have Keenan Allen, you have Mike Thomas. You could argue Mahomes there. You could argue Waller. You could argue Kittle. But I think maybe if we were on the clock in that scenario, we would have went A.J. Brown at 2.12 and really strongly considered J.K. Dobbins at 3.01. I don't hate that pick. The order messes with people's minds. They're like, how can you take JK in the second round? Well, if you swapped it out, if you put him at 3.01, how you feeling? A little bit better? Good. So, let's see here. Let me drag this up above that. There we go. Round 3, A.J. Brown. Love it. Waller, good value. Kittle, I even like the Kittle pick. It's a little risky, but I like Kittle. It's fine. You know, Keenan Allen, I wanted Mike Thomas or Lamb with this pick, I won't lie. But it's growing on me. I didn't hate the pick. I've got Allen in the 3rd round. But to me, it felt like Mahomes, who we got Josh Allen the next round. Look at 4.09, so I'm completely happy. In fact, I like that better. I like Josh Allen at 4.9 better than I like Mahomes anywhere in 3. 4.9 is a steal. You can get Josh Allen at 4.9 to 4.12. Do it. Don't hesitate. Look at the players. They're decent players. I mean, Woods, Gaskin, Golladay, they're not horrible players, but not one of those guys is screaming, you don't take me, you lose your league. Where Josh Allen at 4.9 screams, you take me, you can win your league. So when things get thin and things get very spotty and very controversial and it's preference, I like Golladay, no, I don't like Golladay. Gaskin, no, Gaskin's going to fail. Woods, oh no, it's Cup. No, I like Woods. Like, who cares? Take the guy that could be the number 1 overall scorer in fantasy football when you start running through scenarios where the guy you're going to take because he's a running back or a position that you can wait on a QB. If you start questioning the player value, like Evans, I would have contemplated over Allen maybe, but Evans is gone. No, I wouldn't take Jacobs over Allen. No way. Godwin, all those guys up above there, I can understand you contemplating them over Josh Allen, but I take Josh Allen over Miles Sanders. I take him over ETN in a redraft. I take him over Julio. I take him over Jacobs by a mile. I take him over Woods, Gaskin, and Golladay. I don't care that quarterbacks fall. I could care less. I don't care if the 7th quarterback was 27 points away from the 4th quarterback. I don't care because I'm going after my QB that I believe is going to be head and shoulders above all the guys everyone keeps talking about how close they are. Well, guess what? I'm drafting a guy that I believe is going to be in the 50s in terms of passing touchdowns with the extra game we're adding. Deontay Johnson over Josh Allen, not a chance in hell in my mind. Josh Allen crushes Deontay. Crushes him. The wide receiver you can get later. That's my opinion. I'd rather have Judy in a heartbeat over Deontay. In a heartbeat. That's me. It's okay if you feel differently. If you love Deontay, you're a Deontay truther. You probably already own him. I own Judy in Dynasty Leagues. Hey, I'm a Jerry Judy owner. Maybe that has influence and bias injected into my take. I accept it. I accept it. Just like you probably own Deontay, or you very, very high chance you will, and you're ready to rumble and stumble with Deontay Johnson. I get it. It's what makes all this work and makes it all fun. Many people wanted that, Noah. It's not just Smitty picking. That's right, Colby. Everyone's blaming me for the picks. I didn't want Allen. I was advocating against Allen. I like Keenan Allen. He's growing on me. He's a fantastic pick. I like it in retrospect, but if I could have taken CeeDee Lamb or Mike Thomas over him, if I was given the option, I would have. It's not up to me. This is the throne draft where you, my following, my amazing following that I trust, draft for me. So where were we at? Kittle, Keenan Allen, McLaurin. McLaurin could earn that. Mike Thomas, that's a great value for Mike Thomas. There's a lot of concern, but I don't mind that there. I don't like him in the second round, but I don't mind that in 1 or 2 leagues. I really don't. Brandon says you can't compare QB to wide receiver, compare QB to QB or wide receiver to wide receiver. Brandon, the real true way to do it is you compare, like, if here's round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you compare whether you should have drafted a quarterback or wide receiver or whatever, You have to look at apples to apples. You have to say, if I take Josh Allen here and I take a running back here, and you take, so I have Josh Allen. I have Josh Allen and Javonte Williams. You take Swift. I'll even give you Swift, even though Swift is like a third rounder. I'll even give you Swift. You take Swift and then take a quarterback right here. It's arguable, but I feel like I'm going to win on that every time. And the reason I know that is because last year when DK was going in the 6th round, which I know a lot of you were going to push back on and say that, oh, that didn't happen. It did. When I was making this argument in January and February, my example was DK. I said, let me take Mahomes right here in round 3. I'll take Mahomes and DK in round 6, and you take whoever you want here at wide receiver. Allen Robinson, and your quarterback here. My DK and Mahomes would crush you. That was in January, February. Then DK rose up into the 3rd round. So that's my point. You land that 6th rounder or wherever you're taking your quarterback, you got to compare apples to apples. You can't be doing this. You can't take a quarterback early. You can't take a quarterback early. Quarterbacks fall. You got to compare apples to apples. And what are you doing with that 6th round pick or 7th round pick? If you like streaming quarterbacks, stream quarterbacks. Do what works for you. Do what works for you. Somebody do the comparisons we were talking about. I'm going to move on. I'm not sure where you guys are at in the chat. The chat's going crazy. I appreciate that. I love the engagement, but I don't know where we're at on that, so I'm going to keep moving forward. Lamb, I love it, 3.8. We wanted him. It's a little early. You can probably steal him away from Grams and Uncle Bud and all those guys, so definitely try and get Lamb in the 4th round if you can, and you still can in a lot of leagues. This is a very, very crazy league where everyone's in the know. No one's stealing anybody away. So Lamb. Swift, I'm not going near Swift. Not in the 3rd round. Heck no. Cooper gets disrespected. I don't mind him there. I usually don't draft him in the 3rd round, but I don't blame anybody, and I don't hate him in the 3rd round. I just like a lot of other guys more. I just find myself never saying no to Mike Thomas, never saying no to McLaurin or Keenan Allen, or obviously A.J. Brown and up. But I never say no to those guys, Mahomes even, or when it comes to Cooper, I just end up never drafting him. It doesn't mean that I hate him. Mahomes at 3.11 was a steal. Carson at 3.12 could be good. Could be a risk. I don't know. He looks ripped. He looks ready to go. They're committed to him. But he seems to worry and fail people every year. It's hard for me to buy into him as my 3rd drafted player. I like him a little bit better in this 4th round range. So I don't find myself drafting Carson. Doesn't mean I hate him. I'm just kind of indifferent on his 3rd round ADP. Monty in the 4th is good. It's baked in, boys. It's all baked in, boys. All the risk is baked right into that 4th round value. You can't hate Monty in the 4th round. Even Sanders has some okay value in the 4th round, but I just like so many other players better than him. I'm not going near Sanders at 4.2 because of the other players still available. Josh Allen. I'm taking Josh Allen over Sanders in a heartbeat. I don't care if 4.2 seems early to anybody. I just don't care. I'm taking my boys where I see them as extreme values, maximizing my value. I don't care if he goes at 4.9. If I'm on the clock at 4.2, I'll draft Josh Allen over Sanders. I'll potentially draft Godwin, maybe Evans. We'll see if anybody else falls. But Josh Allen's a steal. Probably one of the steals of the draft is Josh Allen at 4.9. He has no business being in the 4th round when he can outscore everybody in fantasy football. No business at all. I don't care how close number 7 QB gets to number 3. He has no business being a 4.9. You win your league with Josh Allen at 4.9 if he stays healthy. It's not even up for debate to me. I absolutely love it. So now going into the later part of the draft, let's see if I can find the other rounds. We're looking for 5 and 6, and we're looking for 7 and 8, right? Okay. So 7 and 8 and 5 and 6. So let's go ahead and throw this one above that one so we can see it better. I don't like the Thielen pick at 5.01. It's just not a great feeling pick. Not with guys like Lamar Jackson available, Kyler Murray, even Mike Davis, who went at 5.07. Hunt at 5.11. I'd take every one of those guys above Thielen. Cup I'm indifferent at 5.02 because he could probably earn that if he ends up being the number one guy there. And he's a good receiver, so I don't hate that pick. I'm not going to crap on that pick. It's hard for me to draft him there, but I see him go there, and I don't hate it. Deontay's way too high for me at 5.03. Javonte Williams. Give me Javonte Williams all day over all three of those guys. And more importantly, give me Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, and Mike Davis ahead of I put them at the top of this round because they stand out. They stick out like sore thumbs compared to the other players at their position. I kind of like Ayuk at that value. I love Ayuk, but I kind of like him at that value. Mike Davis is pretty good. Rob says he likes Mike Davis over Javonte Williams. Look, we struggled with that one pretty hardcore. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to go both ways. I kept flip-flopping myself. Mike Davis was safer. Mike Davis gave us a potential locked and loaded running back too. But like Big Bub just said here, Javonte's upside is higher. It is. So we went with the high-risk play. We said, hey, we got Kamara. We got Jefferson. We got Josh Allen. We felt pretty darn good, in Keenan Allen. We felt pretty darn good taking a risk with this pick because we felt so secure with Kamara and what we had going on at the other draft spots. We felt like Javonte Williams has top 10 running back appeal. Mike Davis, we're excited about him, but there's some concern, definitely some concern. So other than Javonte Williams, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Mike Davis, nothing's crazy here. Like Kareem Hunt felt like another guy we almost went with. The only reason we didn't go Kareem Hunt is we felt like Javonte Williams has the potential to get like all the work by midseason or earlier and be firing on all cylinders, absorbing everything. Whereas Hunt, is still dependent on different situations to get his work. He usually gets it. We liked him, but we didn't want to take a risk when we had Javonte. We wanted to take the right kind of risk. We didn't want to take the right risk. We didn't want to take the risk on Hunt when we could take a high upside risk of getting all the work in Javonte Williams. So risky move in general, but we felt like it was the right risk to take with that pick. Edmonds, I don't like at 6.1. I'm in Arizona. I don't trust that running back situation at all. Jamar Chase, I love that pick. Prescott, decent value. Beckham, no way. Not that early. I don't trust him. James Robinson wasn't bad. We contemplated him actually at that 5th round pick, but barely, because it feels like how much receiving work is he going to get? We wanted a guy that could get all the work. And Javonte Williams is one of my home run hitting league winners. Chark, Higgins, arguably good values, arguably risky. Andrews, Judy, we took Judy at 6.9. I love the upside here. We almost went Michael Carter. Man, Noah, why do you like Odell so much? That's not a steal. 6.4. I mean, does he have upside to maybe recover and become great again? Maybe, but I'm not counting on it. I'm not coming off that injury, bro. But Judy, in my opinion, can you imagine? You know what people are going to say about us? People are going to say that if Aaron Rodgers goes to Green Bay, which we factored into every one of these picks, okay? If Aaron Rodgers goes to Green Bay, we are going to have everybody and their mother, like Noah and everybody coming out saying, you guys got lucky. You got lucky that A-Rod landed in Denver. You couldn't have seen that coming. Not true. It's definitely a factor because if A-Rod doesn't return to Green Bay, the highest likelihood landing spot for him is Denver. So if A-Rod goes to Denver, Jerry Jeudy to the moon like Dogecoin. If A-Rod goes to Denver, good Lord, watch out, Javonte Williams, Noah Fant, who we got later. We're taking like the all-Bronco team. Noah Fant to the moon. Noah Fant to the moon. But we almost went Carter. Carter felt like the safest pick to us instead of Judy, but everybody just wanted Judy, so it was a runaway. But I was on board with either. I thought Carter could have been the safer play for us given our running back situation, but Judy's going to be a beast, man. He's already top 3 in the NFL in route running, if not quietly trying to grab that one spot for route running. He is one of the best route runners in the league already. I absolutely love it. Mostert too early at 6.12, and we took Trey Sermon later. Claypool I like at 7.1. That's good value. Devontae Smith, we kind of wanted him as well, but at the pick before in the 6th round, we were hoping he was going to fall to our 7th rounder. He almost did at 7.4, but we would have had a dilemma on our hands because Sermon we loved a lot too, and we probably would have taken Devontae Smith though, and a lot of people are going to crap on this Sermon pick, but I want you to take a step back for a second and look at the draft board of everybody below the Sermon pick. Everyone said Sermon was a reach. Why did you take Sermon? Sermon's way too high. But if you believe in Sermon like we do, if you don't, then why you don't even have the conversation? Because if you don't like Sermon, you don't like Sermon. There's nothing to even argue. If you like Sermon like us, and you think Sermon may or may not become what we believe he to become. Noah, you were this close, bro. Every single thing out of my mouth is a negative comment or response from you. You're this close, so you tell me if you want to be in the community or not, bro. Because every single thing I say, like it's one thing's okay, 2 things are okay. Every single thing I say, you come in with some horribly negative approach. So just decide, do you even want to be in here? Like, I don't even understand. Sermon, 7.4. Tell me one running back in this list of guys going after that is a home run, no-brainer. Not you, Noah Sarver. Poor Noah Sarver. He's like, my name. Name one running back on this list that is miles ahead of Sermon. That's the thing people don't realize. The context truly, truly matters here. The context truly, truly matters. Because Gordon, was that Zach Moss? Zach Moss, Damian Harris, Leonard Fournette, James Conner. I mean, tell me one running back I've listed since our Sermon pick that makes you say, why did you take Sermon? So anybody that says, and Noah, you can even answer this because I'm asking you. Anybody that says that we took Sermon too early, can they please tell me what running back we passed on that was ridiculous to pass on at our Sermon pick? People need to realize the context and how many running backs were already off the board. Sermon was ranked number 3 on the pre-rank list. Number 3. So how are we drafting Sermon early when he was literally the 3rd recommended running back to take at this point? Because people aren't looking at the details. They're just saying, oh, Sermon in the 7th round. You must have taken Sermon way too early. No, we didn't. He was ranked 3rd. If you like Damian Moore, I get that. Rob, I have no problem with that. But Sermon was the 3rd ranked running back. Like, people need to let go of him being early, not being early. It's crazy. LaVisca over Sermon 100%. I could see that. I don't blame you. When Spack and I are in agreement, it's big. Sermon will be a stud, says Spack. Spacula in the house. He's on the door. Spacula's on the door. Look at this. Spacula's written on the door. Spacula's right under the Quicksilver logo, which is to the left of the Instagram camera sticker. There he is, Spacula. Right above Don Draper. Attaboy, Spax. Noah, give us one positive comment. One positive comment about this draft board. About our picks. I want a positive comment about our picks, Noah. What do you like about our team? Sermon is going to start sooner than we think, says Mal. I believe you, Mal. Why take Sermon when Harris is a starter, guaranteed workload? I don't know that Harris is going to be guaranteed anything for very long, bro. So my point being is I understand if you like Harris more than Sermon. Noah, doesn't make me shocked. Like, if you take Harris over Sermon, I'm not going to go, oh my God. I'd be like, oh, Noah likes Harris over Sermon. Understandable. It is, Noah. It's very understandable. But why is it not understandable on the other side? That's what I don't get. Bro, I say positive things all the time. I just said Odell is a top 10. Yeah, but it's about what I'm saying. What's coming out of my mouth and what we're talking about on the show, Noah. Just try and be positive. That's all I'm asking. I've talked to you about this about 15 times. And you're always like, yeah, I got it. My bad. And literally, like, you don't even realize it. Everything about the show, you completely blast. Like, I truly don't know why you follow me. Like, I like you, Noah. I do. You're like that kid at school that's absent. You're like, dang, man, where's he at? But Noah, I'm seriously trying to figure out what it is. Is it my community that you like? Because you certainly disagree with everything I say. But Sermon has fresher legs and more talent, says Spacula. Teacher, student, the love-hate relationship, says Yoda. Noah, do you want to come up here and teach the class? I really would love to turn it over to Noah for 15 minutes and just see what happens. I would love to see him try and navigate everything that I'm doing here and try and read the comments and Antonio Brown over Sermon, I think. I mean, that's arguable, bro. A lot of this is arguable. Oh, God, we're out of time. You think you could do fantasy football court. Waddle, Hurts, Samuel. We took Curtis Samuel at 8.09. I wasn't in love with that pick. I wanted a couple other players, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. The final round here, let me drop it on here. 9, 10. Fuller, Landry, Mooney, Fant. We took Fant. Yes, we took 3 Broncos. And again, part of our hope is that Aaron Rodgers does land in Denver. And all of you people calling us lucky, we have a receipt right here. It's built into potentially. We're not taking him expecting it. We're just saying, if it happens, game over. If it happens, game over. Noah Sarver wants to clear his name. Usually lurk, and every so often my name just gets yelled. keep me on my toes. Noah, we love you, Noah. And we actually love the other Noah too. You guys are just different. You're different children. Okay, so this Noah right here, and that's fantasy football. This Noah right here and this Noah right here, they're different children. They have different mothers, but they are both my children. And Noah, I appreciate your super chat, bro. I always see you in here when you do comment. Noah Sarver, we appreciate you, my friend. We ended up getting Madison at 10.09. McKissick and Hines were both also on our list. So was Singletary. We actually almost took Singletary at 10.9, but we got Singletary in the next round. So we ended up with a pretty solid backup plan in Singletary. Yeah, I did not like the Rojo. Rojo had some huge backing. Rob, I understand if you like Rojo, but I was not into that. And we're going to do 2 fantasy football courts. And then we're out of here. 2 questions. Just because we got to do fantasy football court. We're out of time, but first question. Single carry, says Master Yoda. Funny. Singletary, he might get more involved this year. And Moss, his foot rehab's kind of like so-so. Single carry. All right, 2 questions. I know there's a delay, so I'm waiting for the 10-15 second delay to catch up. Please punch the thumbs up now before I end the show. Please give the show a positive thumb up. I appreciate it. It helps the channel. Noah says, Smitty, why you shorten the show? I didn't. Oh, I mean earlier? Just so we get quality over quantity. So 5 to 7 instead of 4 to 7. I think we're getting a little bit better product out of it. So 5 to 7 p.m. I'm not cutting it off early. We're starting it an hour later than we used to. Where's the earliest you take Waller? In round 3, but a plethora of guys have to be gone. All the wide receivers that I love, that you know I love, down to Jefferson, A.J. Brown, all those guys. So I tend to not take Waller in the 3rd. And I like Clyde and Gibson over him too. So I'm not taking Waller. I'm going after Bobby Tunyon in the 9, 10, 11, 12 round range. Noah Fant. And also Logan Thomas. I feel like those are the keys to success at the tight end position in 2021, given the value. Master Yoda says, the show was gold today, Mr. Smitty. Or he didn't say Mr. Smitty. I made that part up. The show was gold today, Smitty. And it got to gold after Hollins' shenanigans. And just so you guys know, I'm racing Ryan Hollins in a 200-yard dash. When he first said he's faster than me on a live stream once, I was like, no. I said, why don't we run one lap? He goes, I'm not running distance. Do you realize you run a lap in 50 to 60 seconds, depending on how slow you are? Like, you're running a race in under a minute and you're calling it distance. That was when I knew I had him beat. If you ever tell somebody I'll race you, and they go, yeah, I'll race you, and you tell them one lap around the track and it scares them off from running, they're not in shape. A, they're not in shape. B, they don't know anything about racing or running, because nobody in their right mind that is a true, like, competitive runner on any level would be afraid of a one-lap race. So Hollins is going down like easy. I'm beating this man in a 200-yard race. He's a 7-foot giraffe. I know giraffe can be fast, but this giraffe doesn't look like he's going to be booking. He probably will beat me in the basketball, I imagine, but I'm going to shoot and practice. I got a hoop in my backyard. We're going to do night sessions. I'll go out on YouTube on a late night hoop session and we'll start shooting. I need to fix my game a little bit. I haven't shot in a while. Then the third event in this retired basketball and analyst Olympic challenge is a muscle up. I have to get a hold of my guy, Ed from Bar Stars. He's training me. Ed from Bar Stars is training me to do a muscle up. Ryan says he can already do a muscle up. I cannot see a 7-foot man holding himself up to the bar and then up above the bar. Like he looks like he weighs about $185. He's 7 foot, looks about $185. So maybe he can, but I don't see it, man. Those elbows to get, like, I have a feeling he's going to climb on the bar and do something like illegal. And I'm going to have Ed from Bar Stars, one of the biggest YouTube channels in terms of pull-up content out there. I'm going to have him train me. This man is going to train me against Ryan Hollins. It's going to be a magnificent event. Muscle up, 200-meter race, and some kind of horse or free throw contest or something. He might win that one. I'm gonna concede that. He is a former professional basketball player, although he is retired and potentially washed up. So we're gonna take down Ryan Hollins in this, and I appreciate all you being here today. I know we didn't do a whole lot of fantasy football court, but we had a fire episode, and yeah, Ryan's gonna pull a hammy. He can't even find a track. He said he'd have to hop a fence. Like that's not a runner. That's not a runner. Ryan, take a lap.
Take a lap.
I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Comment down below. Don't get smoked, says Austin B. Don't worry, Austin. I'm not getting smoked. He doesn't run. He doesn't run. There's no way. He doesn't run. There's no way. Like, comment. I respond to all my comments right when the show ends for the first day. So you got a question, drop it. Appreciate all of you. Later, Spacula.